Thiruchitrambalam, Hara Hara Namah Parvati Padaye, Hara Hara Mahadeva, Sitsabesa, Sivasitambaram, Tenarbe Sivane, Pochi, Natavarkum Reva, Pochi, Thiruchitrambalam, எடுக்கும் மாக்கதை இந்தமிழ் செய்யுளாய் நடக்கும் மேன்மை நமக்கருள் செய்திட தடக்கை ஐந்துடை தாழ் செவி நீள்முடி கடற்களிற்றை கருத்துள்ளிருத்துவாம் உலகலாம் உணர்ந்து ஓதற்கரியவன் நிலவுலாவிய நீர்மலி வேணியன் அலகில் சோதியன் அம்பலத்து ஆடுவான் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தி வணங்குவான் சைவத்தின் மேற்சமயம் வேறிலை அதில் சார் சிவமாம் தெய்வத்தின் மேற் தெய்வம் இல்லனும் நான்மறைச் செம்பொருள் வாய்மை வைத்த சீர் திருத்தேவாரமும் திருவாசகமும் உய்வை தரச் செய்த நால்வர் பொற்றாள் எம்முயிர் துணையே. தில்லைவாழந்தனரை முதலாக சீர்படைத்த தொலையதாம் திருத்தொண்ட தொகையடியார் பதம் போற்றி ஒல்லையவர் புராண கதை உலகறிய விரித்து உரைத்த செல்வமலி குன்றத்தூர் சேக்கிழாரடி போற்றி. ஆதாரமாகிய மாணிக்க வாசகர் பாதார விந்தம் பணிவோம். பண்டு செய்த தீதான பாவங்கள் எல்லாம் தீர்ந்து ஞானோதயம் வந்து கூடிடுமே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். திருநீலகண்டம். Dear devotees, welcome back to Periyapuranam Discourse series with the grace of the Almighty Lord Shiva. Today we are going to think through the wonderful history of Empiran Kannappa nayanar Puranam. Let me pay my obeisance to the lotus feet of Thiruchitrambalam and also to the 57th Pontiff of Gomathinayagam, Sri Gomathinayagam, Sri Rajasarvamanikala as well. With the blessings of the Almighty Lord Shiva, let's go ahead and get started with Empiran Kannappa nayanar Puranam. Kannappa nayanar Puranam. We as Shaivists, when it comes to 63 Nayanmars, Shaivists know about the 63 Nayanmars and 9 Tohediyars. But if you go out of Shaivism to other 6 inner religions of Sanatana Dharma, Kannappa nayanar is the most famous nayanar across the world of 63 Nayanmar, the most famous nayanar. Right from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, you name any state, the general Hindu community, everyone knows about Kannappa nayanar. Anybody, if you go out of Tamil Nadu, Assam, and Kerala, they may not be following Shaivism. They just follow the general practices of Sanatana Dharma, Hinduism. But still, they'll be well aware of what Kannappa nayanar did in Kalahasti. Same Andhra, Karnataka, any states of India. Everyone knows about Kannappa nayanar. That's the beauty of Kannappa nayanar. He's world famous Nayanmar in the 63 Nayanmars. So before even we start with the Periyapuranam phrases of Kannappa nayanar, there is one important Thiruvasagam song that we must think through. It's one of the songs of Thiruchitrambalam. Empiran Kannappa says, Kannappan oppador anbinmai kandapin, Yennappan என்னொப்பில் என்னையும் ஆட்கொண்டருளி வண்ண பணித்தென்னை வாவென்ற வான்கருணை சுண்ண பொன்னீற்றற்கே சென்றுதாய் கோத்தும்பி. What a wonderful song. Praises the greatness of Kannappa nayanar and also the sky-high mercy of the Almighty Lord Shiva. Manikvasu Swami says, seeing that Lord Shiva looks at me. So seeing that I don't have the same level of love as Kannappa nayanar, Shiva still bless me because of his sky-high mercy. So if you put the love in one plate of the scale, you have balancing scale, one plate of the scale, and nothing would equal the love of Kannappa Nayanar. When Manikavasiva Swamigal said he doesn't have the same level of love as Kannappa Nayanar love, then who will have it in this world? Nobody. That's why Kannappa Nayanar is called Anbin Thiruvuru Kannappa. Avanuடைய வடிவெல்லாம் நம்பக்கல். His shape itself, um, it's a shape of love. We will discuss that in detail. So that's the thing. And he came from a community, a hunter community, where they have no idea about what love and grace is. He came from that community and became the topmost Shiva devotee, whose love cannot be equal to anyone else in this world. Such a wonderful history of Kannappa Nayanar we're going to think through. So Nayanar was from the country called Pottappi Nadu, Pottappi country. Currently, it's in the state of Andhra. In Pottappi Nadu, there was a hamlet, a small village, where the hunters lived, called Udupur. Udupur was the birthplace of Empiran Kannappa Nayanar. Udupur was surrounded by long and huge mountains with no shortage of pearly waterfalls. And the entire village was fully fenced with huge tusks of elephants. No one could enter the village because it was fully guarded by the tusk fencing. It's such a mighty long chain of wall. Thiruchitrambalam very nicely explains how the beautiness of Udupur and the nature as well. So the hunters living in this hamlet were very expert in hunting. They eat meat of the animals, and animals they hunted, and they wear the hides as dress. And the Thiruchitrambalam said a few more phrases explaining the nature of the hunter's family, how they live, what they do, the boys and girls would do. So the wild-haired boys of hunter families play with fierce tiger cubs and valiant elephant calves. So they have a set of herds where the hunters live, and they do have tiger cubs and elephant calves, which the boys will play with them. The girls of the hunter families can be seen playing outside the herds with deers who are lovingly embraced by them. The hunters living in Udupur with mane as black as ink, their skin is just black in color. Kannappa Nayanar is also black in color. Two things they ever had in their life. Number one is fear. They were not scared of anything in this world. They just don't know what fear is. Not scared of anything. Second is grace. Because they don't know how to worship. They do worship, but still their job was to hunt animals, hunt wild animals, and to rob anyone who entered the forest. Or like that. That's their job. So based on the nature of what they do, they never had fear and grace. So they wear the leather. They wear leather as their dresses, and they eat meat, rice mixed with mountain honey, and they always have bow and then arrows in their hands. The arrows are very sharp, deadly fire type of arrows, and then in the tip of the arrow, it's fed by poison to kill the animals. So for these hunters, there was a king of all those hunters in Udupi, his name was Nagan. Nagan. Nagan was the leader of all the hunters in Udupi. His body, you could see full of scars due to hunting, fighting with animals, and and because of war. He was married to a great woman called Tate. Tate wears a necklace made of tiger's teeth. That was her Mangalya. Nagan was just, Dev Chekla Swamigal says, Nagan was just like, he looked like a male lion. And Tate looked like a lioness. They were valorous, were not afraid of anyone. Such a wonderful family, blessed family, but they did not have a child to make their happiness complete. Nagan and Tate. Nagan was the king. He must have a child to continue the ruling of the kingdom after his period, but he had no child. So not only Nagan and Tate, the entire hunter groups were sad that their leader had no son to continue the ruling of the forest down the line. When it comes to the people who live in mountains and the places related to mountains in Tamil literature, Tolkappiyam, we say Aindinai, five places. So people who live in mountain and the place related to mountain, their god is Lord Murugan. Lord Murugan is their god. So Nagan and Tattai worshipped Lord Murugan, Murugaperuman, with a deep devotion. And they offered roosters and beautiful peacocks with excellent, nice looking lines. Fascinating, they made fascinating garlands and performed a grand dance in praise of the Lord. They praised the Lord. Lord, please give me a child. That was their request. And they did that. Then they were Chekla Swamigal on the 12th song of Periyapuranam. Devi Chekla Swamigal says about the grace of Lord Murugan. So this is important. When Devi Chekla Swamigal brings up the blessings of Lord Murugan, the song number was 12, because Murugaperuman has 12 hands. Panniru Karattai Potti. Kannappa Nayanar was born by the grace of Lord Murugan. Kannappa Nayanar, the day he saw Kalasthi Peruman, he attained Mukti in 6 days. So the six-faced God, Lord Murugan, plus Kannappa Nayanar. So Devi Chekla Swamigal says, Payilvadu Purinda Yakke Vedam Padiyam Nagarku Yiludai Purangal Satra Endayar Maindanana Mailudai Kotravurdi Varayuram Kalittatinme Ailudai Tadakke Vendri Annalar Arvinale. The son of Lord who burned the 3 forts, the Lord who rides the great peacock as a sign of victory, the victorious six-faced Lord Murugan who tore through the intractable treacherous Kraunja hill. The blessings of Lord Murugan, Tate became pregnant. Tate became pregnant. Nagan and the entire hunter groups got excited. They celebrated this great news. 10 months passed by. With the grace of Lord Murugaperuman, Tate was blessed with a beautiful baby boy. Empiran Kannappa. Empiran Kannappa Nayanar was born. Naganar, he went to Tate and took Kannappa Nayanar on his hands. He was holding Kannappa Nayanar. He was not able to hold. Nayanar was so heavy. So he named him. Oh, this guy is so heavy. So I gave him a name, Thinnan, which means The guy who's well built and heavy, thinner, not just from the body structure perspective, he was called thin, also from the blessings and the Daba, Jnana he had. Kalimalinda Sirnambi Kannapparkadi, that when he has learned all the arts of life, it was believed, what we call Karna Parambare message. It's the one of the Panchapandavas, Arjuna, took in his next birth, he was born as Kannappa Nayanar, and then he attained mukti. You don't have any specific phrase confirming that in Periyapuranam, but still it's believed by several centuries. So the baby boy, Empiran Kannappa Nayanar, was black in color. His father, the great Nayanar, was also black in color. So Nayanar was like a huge mountain, and Kannappa Nayanar was like a black cloud. It's like when you see mountains will be holding the black cloud. When the white cloud is about when the white cloud becomes black, it will rain. So Kar Meham, just like how a mountain is holding a cloud, Nayanar was holding Empiran Kannappa Nayanar. The baby was best in its beauty, and Nayanar was just like a big tiger cub, showing immense glory that cannot be obtained anywhere in this planet. Many signs of great merits and result of great excellence appear in a conspicuous nature, because when jnanis are born, we will start seeing such great merits and good signs in this world. Now, Nayanar was growing up. When he was a kid, he was playing with a tiger in front of his hut. The tiger was giving a big yawn, and then Nayanar was looking at it. What is this? Such a huge mouth with a lot of teeth, sharp teeth. Looking at the mouth surrounded by sharp teeth, Nayanar thought, oh, it looks like a cave. Let me try to see what's inside. Let me explore it, what's inside. And he put his hands inside the mouth of tiger. Seeing this, Nayanar, his father, ran to him because it's tiger. If he bites, what would happen to the hands of the kid? Rushed to him, and he took a small stick and shouted at him, take the hand out. Why did you do this? Take the hand out. As father shouted at Nayanar, Nayanar started crying. He got fear, and then drops of tear started coming out. The tears came out from the eyes. Do I need to tell about that eyes? The eyes that were going to be given to the Lord of Shikalahasti. Tear came out of that eyes. The Lord who has sun and moon as his two eyes. Kannappa Nayanar is going to give his eyes to the Lord. So seeing the kid crying, his mother, lovable mother, Tattai, ran to him and gave him a kiss. She did not let the tears reach the earth. It should not. Nayanar, tears should not reach the earth. It's not good. So she replaced those tearful pearls with her kiss. Devachekla Swamigal, as an excellent phrase explaining that in Periyapuranam. And then he also explained some of the mischiefs Nayanar was doing when he was a kid. Nayanar would run across the huts in hunter groups. He will grab hold of the rope that were tied, the hunting dogs, because hunters always have hunting dogs to hunt animals in the forest, and they are supposed to be tied all the time, because they will untie them only when they go for hunting. So Nayanar, what he does, he will just get a hold of the rope and untie them. Then the fierce dogs will start running around, and everybody will freak out. Who untied them? Who untied them? And then they will try to tie them back again. Nayanar was enjoying those fun. It was so mischievous. So As he untied the dogs, they got excited, running everywhere. And then the hunters were running after the dogs and they were tying them back again. So, and he used to have fun, mess with the girls. The group of girls were playing in the with the sand. They're making houses in the sand and playing outside the hut. He would just go in there and then destroy those houses with his soft blows like a twig. And like that, he will do many mischiefs in the small huts with the hunting boys playing nearby. So Nayanar grew up well and he became a young lad in due course of time. He reached the age where usually the boys will learn the art of bow. So learning bow is celebrated as a 6 days function in the hunter tradition. Or then Nagana sent a message to all his relatives, basically for this. Um, when they start to learn the art of bow, all kith and kins would join the function, and then the senior most person will hand over the bow to the young lad. So Naganar sent a message to all the leaders of hunter groups who were ruling the nearby high mountain countries, informing them, Tinnan, my son, is going to learn the art of bow, and I ask all of you to join the auspicious functions. Thousands of hunters gathered in Udupur to attend the great function of handing over the bow to Tinnanar. The hunters they came from all directions and they brought lots of gifts like mountain honey, meat, elephant tusks, beautiful peacock feathers, etc., as a gift to Nayanmar, Kannappa Nayanar. Then Naganar, father of Kannappa Nayanar, asked his hunters to inform the priestesses. This is important. In hunter group, there will be priestesses who will perform pujas for the gods in forest. So here, Naganar asked the priestesses, and the priestess in this case her name was Devarati Ammayar, Devarati priestess. Then she asked them to come down to perform pujas for forest god, and she looked at Tinnan and said, Tinnan, your son will outshine even you, Nagan. So they say, Tinnanar will outshine his father. Then Devarati plus Tinnanar. Then Nagan had organized a grand feast for all those that came for the function. At the auspicious time when the sun reached the summit, the faint greetings spread everywhere. Many joys were heard nearby. The great hunting warriors who were skilled in the art of bows, they handed over, the senior-most person in that group handed over the killing bow to our Nayanar, Kannappa, Tinnanar. They handed over the bow to Nayanar. So the time it was like a 12 noon, the summit time, when the sun reached the summit. So Nayanar held the incomparable bow in his hands. The Vichekla Swami says, incomparable. It cannot be compared with any other bow, because that bow was used to hunt animals for Srikalahastishwar. Nayanar always had that. He still has it. So whenever you see Kannappa Nayanar in the 63 Nayanmar Sannidhi, you would see Nayanar always with a bow. In Srikalahasti, when you go to the temple, you see Kannappa Nayanar Sannidhi, he will have that bow. It's incomparable. It cannot be separated from Kannappa Nayanar. Even they will check Swamigal will say Thirukalatti Kannappar. The place Kalatti and the name Kannappar cannot be separated from each other. So we always say Thirukalatti Kannappar. Kalatti means Kannappar, Kannappar means Kalatti. And Nayanar used this bow to hunt animals and made their meat to Kalastishwarar. So that's why it became an incomparable bow that it was in his hands. So the function finished, everyone was happy. The hunters, all of them, went back to their places. Nayanar started learning the art of bow and he became an expert in a short period of time. He learned all art of hunting. He became a master in hunting. Because he learned everything in his previous birth. So it was quite easy to catch up in the current birth. So the days passed by, and then one day, all the hunters gathered, and they were discussing, and they started having a lot of trouble from other animals in Udupu, the border of Udupu, because every month they must go for hunting to control the animals in the forest. For some reason, as Naganar became very old, the hunting that usually happens every month did not happen for some more time. So they started having a lot of trouble from the wild animals over a period of time. So they were just discussing, why are we having this very problem nowadays? Because we have never gone for hunting. It's been several months since we went for hunting, and we must initiate a hunting as soon as possible. So then they all decided, let's go and ask our leader, Naganar. Then they went to Naganar, and Nagan said, they prayed to him, King, we have been having a lot of problems across the border from wild animals. It's because we have not gone for hunting for a long time. We request you to organize a hunting session as early as possible. The Naganar said, I understand. It's mainly because I am becoming old. I'm not able to do the hunting as I used to be. I think what I would do, I would hand over this kingdom to Tindanar. He will continue to rule the kingdom, guide all of you, and ensure the monthly hunting event takes place. Then all the hunters were very happy. We're so glad to hear this news. They celebrated. And then they said, we were extremely happy under your leadership for all these years, and we'd be more than happy to have the leadership of our great Tinanar as our king. We can't wait to see the ceremony where Tinanar becomes the king for our hunting groups, and then we start the next hunting event. Then Nagana said, asked the hunter to bring down Tinanar. Tinanar came in. He paid his obeisance to his father, and then Naganar gave his knife, the traditional knife that he got from his father, and then also the tiger skin handed over. Tinna, you're going to be the next king from now on. You need to lead these hunters or groups and rule the kingdom, the forests and mountains, and make sure the monthly hunting event takes place. As you now have become a king of this forest, you should immediately do a hunting event right away. Don't delay. And then Tinanar paid his obedience to his father. Devarati came and blessed. Then the whole hunting troops getting ready for the next hunting event. So with that said, let's end the class for today. We will continue number one, Kalimalinda Sivan Kannappa Nayanar in the next class. நிலத்தில் திகழ் திருக்காலத்தியா திருநெற்றியின் மேல் நலத்தில் பொலிதர் கண்ணில் குருதி கண்டு முன்னடுங்கி வலத்தில் கடுங்கனையாத்தன் மலர்கண்ணிடந்து அப்பினான் குலத்திற்கிராதனம் கண்ணப்பனாம் என்று கூறுவரே. என்றும் இன்பம் பெருகும் இயல்பினார் ஒன்று காதலித்து உள்ளம் ஓங்கிட மன்றுளார் அடியார் அவர் வான்புகழ் நின்றது எங்கும் நிலவி உலகலாம். திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஹரஹர நம பார்வதீபதையே ஹரஹர மகாதேவா. சிற்சபேசா சிவசிதம்பரம். தென்னாருடைய சிவனே போற்றி, நாட்டவர்க்கும் நிறைவா போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.